In this video, I'm going to detail briefly the process of getting from Honolulu on Oahu to Molokai, going through Mokulele Airlines. They operate out of Terminal 3, which isn't connected to the normal airport terminals. It's about a 5-minute drive, or you can catch a shuttle. The flight from Oahu to Molokai is about 25 minutes. It's actually not that far, but because it's such a small plane, it does take a little bit of time to get there. You're allowed one carry-on and one checked item. The weight limit is 15 pounds for your carry-on, and the checked is, I believe, 40 pounds. There are some exceptions, but you have to pay an extra $20 or $30 if it's overweight. And it's also dependent upon how many people are on the flight and the total weight of the passengers and cargo. Seating capacity on this Grand Caravan is what they call it, but I mean, it's basically a van in the sky. You can fit 9 passengers on this bad boy. It's a very bumpy flight too, so if you're not great with flying, I would probably avoid flying this, which means that if you need to get to Molokai, you're probably going to swim, and that's not enjoyable either. Mokulele flies about 100 flights a day between 9 airports on 4 of the Hawaiian Islands, and they go Molokai, Maui, Hawaii, which is a big island, and for the big island actually go Kona and Waimea, so I'm hopefully going to take one of the flights to Waimea pretty soon. This flight for me was probably my 3rd or 4th time going to Molokai, and it was for a work trip, so it should have been just leaving in the morning and coming back later. The morning flight was delayed a bit, which can happen with this airline.
We did a land evacuation, so the door came in on. Water evacuation to the door off to your left. If we do a water ditch, you're going to grab your life vest in your seatbelt pocket, tear it open, put it on your neck, strap it on your waist, clip in the front. Wait till you're outside the aircraft, go into the red tube and put it right now to the flight. Seatbelts to be worn at all times, just in case we have turbulence.
It's also notable that there's no air conditioning when you're on the ground, so you do have some forced air coming through the vents, but it's not very cold, so you will sweat quite a bit in the summer months, especially if you're leaving when the sun's up already. Molokai is 38 miles by 10 miles at its longest and widest spot. The population is about 7,500, give or take. The airport here has effectively just one terminal, so there's only Mokulele, and occasionally there's some other airlines that will run out of one of the terminals, but for the most part it's just a small terminal with one desk open, and it's very, very small. Usually on these trips I don't have a whole lot of time, free time on the island, so I land, I get my rental car, and I go meet my customer and then do my work and head right back to the airport for a quick trip back. The flight leaving was also delayed, but fortunately it meant that we got a chance to fly during the golden hour with the sunset, and getting to see that from the air is a spectacular view. You'll see in the upcoming sections, flying into Honolulu is pretty spectacular. This was actually my first time flying back from Molokai at night on the small plane, and being that it was sunset, you get the full view of the sun in the distance, but then you also have the city lit up, and it's just an amazing view. Highly recommend coming back at this time. Obviously there's only one flight a day that comes home at this time, so you have to kind of plan it ahead of time. And just like that, we're back on the ground in Oahu. Thanks for watching. Maybe next time I'll go to Waimea and catalog that flight, which should be fun, and Waimea is beautiful, so stay tuned.